to the channel, everyone. Today we're reviewing another portable car video box, as it's labeled by one of my favorite companies called Lamtto. Lamtto have given us a lot of products to review, mostly smart screens, but this one is an AI box. It's one of those smart wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity adapters. It's something that connects to your already present wired Apple CarPlay or wired Android Auto that's in your car, and it will be projecting and using projecting the image onto your infotainment screen. Nothing unsurprising here. Let's see what's in the box and let's see how it performs, because performance is the most important thing about these things, other than features that I'm going to give you in a second. So what's in a box? Well, in a box we unsurprisingly have the unit itself. We have two cables, USB-A to USB-C and USB-C to USB-C. Two things. We are not surprised by this. Connectivity is supported, as well as, interestingly enough, they have included a little reset pin over here that allows you to reset the unit. That's the only thing that I can think of why this would be used, because on this unit you have the LED indicator little hole that is going to glow green if it's connected to Apple CarPlay, and blue if it's connected to Android Auto, and then another hole is the reset hole. Over here on this side we have the USB-A port for something like this lovely USB stick. Well, I have it with a memory card in this, but you could have just a normal USB stick with some kind of movies, with some kind of other stuff that you will just plug in like this, and you would be able to watch the movies straight, or whatever else you're going to watch, straight from the thing. So what is important for us as people who are buying these kind of AI boxes from Lamtto or from any other company? Well, several things. First of all, performance, of course. We want to see how responsive it is to Google Maps, to the connectivity from your Android or Apple iPhone device, as well as the performance of the apps themselves. Are they lagging? If you're streaming video, because streaming video or playing pre-recorded video is one of the selling points of these adapters compared to any other normal average adapter that doesn't have those smarts. Okay, so how is the performance? That's our main question, and that's what we're going to be testing. But before we do, I'm going to comment only on one thing to get kind of the bad or not so good out of the way straight away and be honest with you, my audience. Majority, every other company that creates these kind of devices, this kind of AI boxes in 2025, basically just gives you a slot for the card, for the for the storage card, yep, for the SD card. For some weird reason, Lamtto, being a great company that they are, they did not think of the most simplest solution to give a slot for this kind of SD card. Instead of that, if you want to really connect your device to some kind of source of MP4 files or MP3 files, whatever else you want to do, have some kind of playlist to basically play in your car without any connectivity to the internet, you would have to do this exact contraption. You would have to have some kind of USB stick that you would plug in into here, and then you plug the thing into the system, and then you can play it. I guess one partial saving grace is the fact that there is HDMI port as well. So you could connect this to a bigger screen. That's a benefit, of course, and that's what Lamtto can be complimented on. But other than that, you connect this into the car, and if you have any external file storage, you would have to go through this kind of contraption, which kind of defeats the purpose. It turns it into a lot more awkward thing to even have here lying around your car. So that's one thing I have to say. I'm not a massive fan of that. But let's take a look at the built-in video player and see how well it plays my pre-recorded source files that I upload to YouTube, to my Value Cars Australia channel, for example. We have a couple of files here. I'll just stop talking for 1 second and let you see exactly how the performance of this player is.
Japanese-made Toyota RAV4s or even European-made Toyota RAV4s, people got to love and know them as some of the most reliable, best resellable vehicles. But these China-made ones, they kind of immediately raise a little bit of a concern.
So, my friends, I'm sure you would agree that it's okay, but at the same time there is a tiny, barely noticeable but still yet present lag. I would say that the video is lagging a tiniest, barely noticeable bit. The audio is fine, but the video on the screen, while being crisp and nice enough, but I would dare say even without any network connectivity, purely coming from this little adapter here, from this little storage card, I'd say it's a little laggy. It's like, I don't know, 10% lagging or something. I notice it with my eye. Let me know in the comments down below if you do, and if it's a showstopper or if you don't care, because there is always a little bit of lag even if you play YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, let's connect Wi-Fi from the hotspot on my phone, obviously, and let's see how YouTube app works. And we can assume that Netflix app would work similarly to that, but we're probably not going to bother. Let's take a look at YouTube. So I have connected to the hotspot. I am now searching for my channel, for Value Cars Australia, on this YouTube app. It opens fine. It doesn't lag in terms of the opening of the file in the operating system of Android that this box has. And again, I'll stop for a second and I'll play a video for you.
The bits and pieces of how it looks from the inside and other very valuable information. In case you missed part 1, my friend, I'll link it for you just somewhere there about myself. You know, just go and check out the part 1. Don't miss out, okay?
Okay, it took YouTube a while to just basically get into the groove and make sure that the speed at which it is able to stream is consistent. So it always happens with YouTube on any device, so that's fine. So I do expect lower quality at first, but then it kind of stabilizes, which it did. There is no particularly noticeable lag, at least as YouTube is concerned, or maybe to my mind, this is the acceptable performance level where I would say, yeah, that's what I would expect for YouTube to be on a device that is a secondary device somewhere in your car or in your van, wherever you're entertaining your people that you're transporting, or your family, or even yourself if you're having a little bit of a romantic drive out dinner with your loved ones. So yeah, so I'd say performance on the video player is slightly disappointing, I dare say. This contraption, I still can't get over it that they didn't give us just a slot for an SD card. That's really weird, Lamtto, I'm sorry. But now let's go to the meat and potatoes of what at least I use these devices for and what we always measure them for. By it is performance with Google Maps. I think it's actually pretty bearable. I think it's okay. I would not call it the highest level performance that I've ever seen from a device similar to this one. I will be honest with you, like the more expensive brands are offering you. But I still think that for this price category, especially how competitive Lamtto made this lovely video box, I actually think it's acceptable. There is some lag, some of which may be coming from my phone. Don't forget, I'm recording on the phone, it's hot. You know, there are some other interfering conditions that may be affecting this. I'm absolutely giving credit where it's due and disclaimers where disclaimers are due. But I think even in the similar conditions where I test all of the other devices, this one is not the highest performance one. It's pretty clear to me, but at the same time, it's not the worst that I've seen. That's what I would say about performance of Google Maps specifically. Now we will very, very briefly switch to testing the mirror view, okay? And in mirror view, of course, on Android at the very least, I'm sure on iPhone it's similar. On Android, you can, if you really want to, mirror and show your phone. And I was only able to record, obviously, this bit with this phone when the camera was showing, which looks a bit awkward here, but it gives you the idea that, of course, there is some transmission lag in terms of the video image being transmitted from in the Mirrorcast kind of view. I don't see where I would use mirror view, me personally. For video files, there is a video player. For maps, there is a maps thing. For streaming, such as Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, other included apps, there are apps for that. So you kind of don't really need any of that kind of extra mirror functionality from your phone, really, to mirror the phone screen. But if you really wanted to, if you're one of those gourmets, Lamtto RC23 is allowing you to do that. Let's summarize, my friends. What's my verdict? My verdict is, as I always say, and I will repeat myself shamelessly once again, everything has the right price. For hundreds of dollars, you expect much higher performance and much better design without an awkward appendage of a USB stick that you may or may not use, so it may or may not be a problem for you. For 80 bucks, a little bit over 80 bucks, yes, with a discount going on right now at the moment of publishing of this video on Amazon. I don't know what happens when you watch it, but for 80, 90 bucks, something like this is a steal. It's amazing. Don't you think it's a great value? Not to mention that subjectively, and I deliberately didn't make a massive deal out of it, subjectively, I love even their UI. Even the UI, as soon as the box loads, and it loads very fast, by the way, the screen itself, not the apps, but the screen itself of the UI of the box comes up pretty instantly, practically. I just love the colors. I love what it looks like. It's pleasant. If it has to be looking at my face here connected in the car as I'm driving around, I would rather have something unoffensive and kind of pleasant. Almost I would call it pleasant, these pastel colors and how they designed the UI. I actually love the design. So all in all, my verdict is very positive. I think that at this price category, Lamtto RC23 is an absolute freaking steal. I think if you need an AI box and you are not put off by, let's call it, slightly lower performance, slightly laggier performance, at least from what we could capture here on the screen and what I've seen today myself here, sitting right now recording this. For this kind of price though, the price is really low. And for this kind of price, this makes this box competitive with similarly priced things such as, I don't know, Eon and E502 or some other lower range kind of boxes that we've reviewed. I've reviewed like a dozen maybe over the past few months. So you're most welcome to do your own research, think about it. But overall, I'd say again that Lamtto, I think, hit the nail on the head with finding the right price category for the right kind of product. It's not too expensive for this performance, and it performs reasonably well to justify its price. So good job, Lamtto. Thank you very much for sponsoring this video and sending us this product. In case I need to spell it out to you at the very end, I'm gonna say explicitly that no one pays me to deliver only good news. They never do. Thank you very much for watching, especially if you're still here watching me. Please give the video a like if you haven't already and subscribe for more, because more videos similar like this, honest reviews, are coming to you at a steady pace of at least one video a fortnight per couple of weeks. Yep. See you later. Talk to you next time. Bye for now.